Hey, it's Stephen Gray.
Hey, Lauren Dunningham.
And from us here at HHI New Zealand.
Happy International Dance Day!
Ciao, sono Marco di Pop International Italia. Auguro a tutti i ballerini un felice International Dance Day.
Un saludo especial para todos los bailarines del mundo. ¡Feliz Día de la Danza!
Isang masigabong pagbati sa lahat ng mananayaw sa buong mundo mula sa HHI Philippines.
Maligayang araw ng pagsasayaw!
It's Michelle Openshaw from South Africa. Just hoping today is an incredibly inspiring day for all the dancers out there because it's International Dance Day!
ขอให้นักเต้นทั่วโลกมีความสุขมากๆในวันนี้นะคะ สวัสดีค่ะ
On behalf of HHI USA, we want to wish all the dancers around the world happy International Dance Day.
What's up guys, this is Eric. I'm Tommy, and we're from the Brat Pack in Hip Hop Canada, and we just want to give a huge shout out to all dancers around the world.
Also, we'd like to wish all the dancers a happy International Dance Day, and we hope to see you guys soon.
大家好，我是 Stanley 汪汉，来自上海，中国，在这里代表中国的 HHI 祝福所有爱跳舞的朋友们，世界舞蹈日快乐 ，Peace Love。
Salut à tous, grosse dédicace à tous les danseurs du monde entier de la part de 9 Impact et HHI France.
Hey everybody, on behalf of Hip Hop International, that's us, GB, I want to say Happy International Dance Day to all of you.
Ich wünsche euch einen fröhlichen internationalen Tanztag. Hip Hop International Deutschland. Hahu!
On this International Dance Day, I just want to say that we are divided by many things, but we are united by dance. Happy International Dance Day.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Global Village. I'm your host, Buddy Kunana. Now, you know, guys, on this show, we take you around the world, different countries and different cultures, but we also talk about topics and issues that impact the global community, especially those with bearing on the Philippines. Now, folks, this month, May, is a very special month for the Philippines and the world because we are celebrating so many international festivals. Primarily, there's the International Dance Day, week, which we will also be talking about this evening. And joining us to talk about all these festivals and international culture and how we in the Philippines are trying to promote our culture overseas and sync with the global community is none other than Cecilia Alvarez, and she has been at the forefront of arts education and arts promotion and awareness in the Philippines for, I don't know, for decades. A true
50
icon.
years now.
50 years. Ms. Alvarez, welcome
to golden lady.
Welcome to Global Village. This is your first time on the show.
I know.
Yes,
it's wonderful that you have gone, which you were doing anyway, to make it truly international in scope.
Yes, and I thought perfect that you're here to help us, you know, really talk about what's happening this May. So many exciting things. But let's talk about you first, Ms. Alvarez. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm a septuagenarian, legally blind, but we're celebrating the 50 years of my founding of PETA, which means the whole record of creative work of so many community of artists, not just in Manila, but all over the country. And then it's also 50 years for Balintatao, and there was a very nice tribute just recently in Star by Amadis Guerrero. There's also, of course, Earth Savers, which is honored twice by UNESCO as Artists for Peace, and UNESCO Dream Center as a model of excellence in the use of arts as a force for education and sustainable development.
Yes, and amazing, as you said, 5 decades since PETA was formed. It's such an institution, huh?
1967, April. So there's a whole year of activities by PETA. Same thing in Balintatao. We have a whole year of celebrating, and we were just really applauded at the General Assembly of Goodwill Ambassadors because Balintatao will be premiering for International Arts Education Week. a soap opera on sustainable development goals.
Now, Ms. Alvarez, PETA, of course, is the theater group.
Yeah, Philippine Educational Theater Association.
Yes, and Balintataw is
the broadcast theater program that we developed. It started on television, and you know how expensive it is on television. So we moved to radio, which is really our concern to reach the masses. Of course, in theater, it's so close to you, the encounter, personal. But through broadcast theater, we're reaching millions,
Absolutely.
even overseas.
Yes.
Do you know that we are really sent appreciative notes by parents in America, in Europe, because Balintataw has become like a creative classroom for their children to learn the language.
And keep them in touch with
With
the roots
the
in the
country,
Philippines.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Through drama, through poetry, and through discussions. You were our guest also there before.
Very good. I mean, speaking about other countries, this show, Global Village, is aired on GNN, and we're actually available Asia-wide, 8 countries and territories, and soon, I think, in the Middle East as well. So we'll be showing these programs there in our effort to help, you know, Filipinos as well and members of the international community know about these issues that are important to us here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Now, Ms. Alvarez, you're also the president of the International Theater
Yes,
Institute at the moment. What is ITI?
ITI is an international performing arts organization, which is the primus inter pares NGO associated with UNESCO. As a matter of fact, besides being in Paris, we were in Shanghai, where the global anniversary was sort of, started in a sense, April 29, which is the International Dance Day, and it was held in Shanghai.
In fact, before we came on camera, we showed a video of International Dance, the International Dance Festival, International Dance Day. And, you know, very exciting stuff. It looks like, you know, a lot of youth empowerment, a lot of vibrancy there.
Yes. I was there, and it was really thrilling, as you said, because the training for the youth to take over is really amazing. The talent abounds, no?
Yes.
As long as you access them with the training. Number 2, the interchange, the synergy. I mean, countries from, 30 countries from all over the world had come for not just panel discussions. I was one of the speakers, but basically I also read the message of the UNESCO Director General, Director General Bokova, who really stressed the importance of dance as an instrument for for understanding.
What is the objective,
dialogue.
Mrs. Alvarez, of International Dance Day?
Well, like the theme itself, which means dancing together, what was really beautifully given a panorama was how vulnerable groups, persons with disabilities, could accomplish something by dancing together with professional dancers. So there is besides of course showcasing us as using really our handicapable artists, they showed in America people in wheelchair dancing with other professional artists. You had all of the deaf company in China, in Shanghai. So, and then you had both tradition and working from traditional roots, ancestral roots, to new contemporary expressions. And it's really exciting. And they had workshops. There were 13 selected experts from India, from Brazil, from Spain, teaching their own styles.
Yeah.
And all the Chinese students, for each teacher, were learning it. And it's amazing how in 6 hours of giving you let's say, the basics, they could immediately absorb it, come up with a showcase in the late afternoon, and see the dynamism of interchange of cultures.
How is this helpful, Ms. Alvarez? How is dance so useful in, bridging these divides between peoples and making people maybe better understand each other and maybe resolve issues that seem insurmountable at first. Well, what is the benefit of dance?
Because dance is such a universal language. You don't even have to go into translation. And the music and the sound provides you already the womb for appreciating the emotional, let's say, message as well as the thinking process that is embodied in the dance. And so it allows immediate, let's say, rapport. I mean,
you can connect right away. People can connect.
Connectivity is instant, you know. And this is why in Paris, when we had the Goodwill Ambassadors meeting presided by Dr. Bokova, they reaffirmed again the launching of the Global Peace and SDG movement here in the Philippines, because we had proposed the music, dance, theater, peace concert with artists from the claimant countries. So that means China, Vietnam, Brunei, Taiwan, the Philippines, even the alliance, or let's say the
claimants to the South China Sea
and
area.
we'll include Korea and we'll include also Japan. So
are you confident this kind of approach can help in you know, diffusing maybe the tension?
Definitely. Instead of the confrontational political dialogue and the exchange, the volatile exchange in politics, you have the artists which at once affirm kinship with you. There is at once a, as you said, connectivity, but you feel a solidarity. You feel that you are related.
Yes.
You have a common humanity. That is at once affirmed. And the theme for this peace concert we're doing is really to appreciate the oceans as a global commons.
Yeah.
It's really the, you know, the transmission, not just of trade, but culture, educational exchange. And we have to respect the law of the sea.
Yes.
That's what we'll try to say. And now we're the chairman of the ASEAN 50th anniversary. There is a push for the code of conduct. Now, how are you going to share this with the ordinary people? Are you sure just the resolution is enough, or the code? They haven't even read it, and in what language?
Yes.
So if you're able to transmit this feeling, this concern, this compassion, this caring, you really build the womb of friendship.
And I guess, Ms. Alvarez, it boils down to, you know, humanizing the other side.
Yeah, it's really a humanism goal of UNESCO.
Because unfortunately with these issues, you tend to view China as an entity, a non-human entity, when in fact, when you see the counterparts on the other side, you know, they're human like you and me. They have their concerns, they have feelings, they have families, they you know, they enjoy the same things we do. And I guess that's really what arts does. No?
Yeah.
Puts a human face to persona that at many times, especially when you're dealing with difficult issues, are not human.
You know somebody from another place, the rapport is there, and you really will be upset if you see that there is killing or there is destruction. That's what you call empathy. You build empathy to the arts.
That's it, empathy. Now,
you sensitize people to care.
Yes. Now, Ms. Alvarez, International Dance Day in Shanghai, and I understand
and
that
we have a reprise
there,
here in the Philippines.
Yes, tell us a bit about
also
that.
on April 29, NCCA with their dance committee, which is headed by Shirley, and our dance committee here is with Lisa Makuha, but we are synergizing now for, they are having in Isabela, which is a host for this dance exchange. What happened in Shanghai, you will see it in multiple terms as well.
Why Isabela? Why is Isabela playing a prominent role in this festival for its reproduction here in the Philippines?
Okay, Well, for one, actually, we were talking long ago with Governor D because they have the Bambanti Festival.
Very successful. One
Very
of the biggest festivals of
yeah.
Northern Philippines.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is essentially, as we pointed out, it's really agricultural, which is their basin, right? Which is also cultural. So it is also educational. It involves the youth. So we were saying that, you know, this should be connected internationally. It's not the Bambanti, but it's moved to Isabela Day celebration, and NCCA has moved it to Isabela, which is important, decentralization. You can't just keep on thinking that, you know, it's like, it's not in Beijing, but it's in Shanghai. So it's not in Manila, but it's in Isabela.
Not in
and
Imperial
I'm
Manila.
really very happy about it because, you know, we're from Isabela. Well, at least my husband is
And you know, I'm very happy because I actually have a close relationship with Isabela. And for you watching out there who are from Isabela, watching us maybe in Santiago, Kawayan, or Iligan, or all these cities.
Ilagan.
Ilagan in Isabela. You know, I have to say that Isabela is blessed with such a dynamic leadership in the persona of Governor Boji D and Vice Gov Tony Pet Albano. So really, I mean, I work closely with them and very successful what they do.
So I've been several times in Bambanti Festival, even my husband. So we really want to spread the gospel, the cultural gospel about it. And it's wonderful that when Marichu Teliano was asked to be a guest and a judge, and we've been working with them. Frank Rivera and several of our artists have been working with them closely. We've been doing our own way arts workshops. So what was really great is that it was moved to Isabela Day, and it's the dance exchange. They're going to have 20 Filipino troops from around the country.
Really? Okay.
Dance groups.
To perform in Isabela?
Yeah,
Wow.
and about 4 indigenous groups. Plus there are about 12 international groups, especially from Asia. You have Indonesia, well, you have China, you have Japan, you have most of the countries in Asia, but you have somebody also coming all the way from Latin America. So this is wonderful.
It's a very international event, actually,
right,
in Isabela.
It's perfect for you're going. You should cover this
definitely.
for Global Village.
And
I'll
actually,
see you there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And actually, I want to talk about the internationalization of Isabela because we're going to have the signing of the first sister province relationship between Isabela and Georgia, which is a European country. So this is the first European sister province.
Well, I'm really glad that in a way, we coming from Isabela connected you first with the cities, right?
Yes,
Kawayan, a sister city, and well, Santiago, I think.
Yeah, Santiago is a sister city as well.
Well,
and,
that's because Hexilon, my son, was councillor there.
Well, I will take this opportunity to congratulate him on his coming success in his endeavors.
Hopefully, yes.
Excellent, excellent.
Well, especially it's focused on agricultural productivity for climate change resilience. It's very important because, well, International Arts Education Week is here in the Philippines.
Yes, yes.
We're doing a major event. We're also having DFA giving what you call a mark of a Philippine initiative for ASEAN 2017. And we'll be able to talk to you about that. It's going to be very exciting and very novel, I think, and could be a good example for the ASEAN region when it's all put together as a tripartite
Definitely.
meeting.
And you know, I hope that other provinces follow suit. As you mentioned, it's good to spread this outside Manila because most of the people really are outside the metropolis. And
there are
this is where the Philippines lies.
Really very talented people all over the country.
Definitely.
When we, when we conceived and developed PETA, the whole issue is a national theater movement. It's not just in the capital. Every city, every province should be able to have its cultural expression drawing meaning and power from the lives and language of the people, including our mother tongues. For instance, in Balintata, we even have Samarnon, the language with the musical, with Fray Paulo. Frank Rivera has been working with the Muslim communities.
Very good. Ms. Alvarez, we have to pause for a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about other international events and festivals being held all over the world, including we have International Arts Education Week, and we have some other things we're going to throw on the table. World Press Freedom Day, very important. We're going to start off with that. So, guys,
Biocultural Diversity Day.
So many. May is a special month. May is a special month.
It's a special month.
So, guys, stick around because more of UNESCO Global Festivals when Global Village returns.